Well, good morning, everyone. We'll try and get this thing started and out of the way pretty quick here. My name's Chris Caius. I'm chairman of the Administration Committee for Kane County. I'm calling the meeting for Wednesday, December 15th, 2021 to order at 10:48 on my watch. And can we have roll call, please?
Martin,
Present.
Berman,
Berman here.
Javist, Ford,
Present.
Braz,
Here.
Gums,
Gums here.
Grog, Shepro. Mr. Caius, you have a quorum.
Great, thank you very much. We have a quorum. May I have, actually with the consensus of the universal consent or unanimous consent of the committee, I'd like to defer the November 10th minutes. And then I would then entertain a motion to accept the September 15th, 2021 minutes.
Gums will move to accept the
Braz?
meeting.
Frost first and then Gums.
Yep.
Are there any changes? Any comments? Okay, hearing none. Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Javist, Ford,
Yes.
Braz,
Yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Caius.
Caius, yes.
Davis, yes. Here,
Thank you.
Davis, yes.
missed the mute button.
Thanks, Mark. Okay, I believe our financial report is attached, and there's no one to report other than that. So we'll move on. Is there any public comment online or in the meeting? Hearing none and seeing none, we'll dispense with that. And we're on to the Chris Allen Show. Capital projects update, Mr. Allen.
Yeah, thank you. I have a list of 20 ongoing capital projects, but by no means is that all that building management is doing. And I'd like to go through them real quickly if that pleases the board or the committee. All right, ongoing and still in progress is the JJC courtroom renovations and expansion. New communications tower, which is under ITD. I don't know of any further on that. Geneva campus sanitary study still ongoing. State's Attorney's Office pit build out, and it's been expanded per the Safety Act requirements. Building a sheriff's control room project still in progress. JC boilers should be near complete, hopefully this week. Circuit clerk transition wall, jail mechanicals assessment, JJC mechanicals assessment, building a structural assessment. Jail remediation is in progress. Backflow preventers are in progress. Chlorine tester, water testing, water management plans are in progress. And we'll later in the agenda bring up Ms. Wolnick to speak to some of that. The master plan space needs assessment, facility condition index is in progress. State's Attorney's Office deferred prosecution office space build out at the branch court in progress. Demolitions assessment of Old Corners office in Fabian is still in progress. Installation of water equipment at the jail in progress, and sheriff's overhead doors review is in progress.
So just merely a list of 20. I'm sure you all got that. Is there any questions about any of those items, Mr. Allen? What we got him? Okay, thank you. Then that'll lead us into a resolution authorizing an emergency purchase affidavit for Adult Justice Center remediation project.
Yes, as I mentioned above in the capital projects update, this is ongoing and hopefully be done with that soon.
Okay.
Braz moves.
Frost moves.
Berman second.
Gums,
Berman second. Any questions beyond that? A roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Javist,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Braz,
Yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Caius.
Guys, yes.
Yeses.
Okay, item C, discussion of a real estate broker. And then, Mr. Allen, you want to
Yes, as
inform
the-
us and if you got an ask on it.
Okay. Yes, as the committee knows, and the board knows, we now have a real estate broker on contractor. We're working through finalizing that contract. I was looking for guidance to work with them, whether to put together a property management plan or urban planning, appraisals, purchases or selling of property, just to start looking at the county-owned properties and what we could use them for in the future.
As needed,
As needed, yes.
as needed. So I think we're looking for just a unanimous consent, but Mr. Martin,
I just have a question. How does this overlap or complement the facilities study that we're doing now? And is not the current investigation intended to tell us what we should do with our buildings? And
Yes, these would be running side by side and in conjunction with each other to make sure we fully understand. We know we have potential future needs, sorry about that, potential future needs for space for potential new county facilities, but we also have parcels that are not attached, say, for example, to like out of the judicial campus. We've got a lot of parcels scattered throughout the county and just want to assess them and see if they have any value to us in the future that are not currently
okay,
part of the master
I guess
plan.
then I misunderstood. I thought that was part of the facility study we were doing, was to analyze our vacant property. And
So I just became aware that the county has additional parcels. We know we have the large ones like out of Fabian or the judicial campus or across the road at 38. But we have I'm now aware of at least 70 little parcels. Got to figure out if we have a need for them that are listed in the tax rolls under building management.
Ross, question.
Mr. Frost,
I've never heard any discussion of selling the property across 38 from the Judicial Center, and I would strongly oppose that. So I don't know where that came from.
Well, I was just mentioning as large parcels, that it's not contiguous with all these little ones. I got to figure out what we need, can use them for.
I can't imagine supporting any sale of any of those parcels out there after the county board assembled them over many years to make the master plan be viable. So
Agreed.
what just out of curiosity, I'm sorry.
Mr. Martin,
What are the 70 parcels? I mean, they've got to be just some small ragtag pieces that,
That's, yeah. Some of the parcels are earmarked for a future expansion of intersections with KDOT. Some of them, yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out. That's why I'm asking for a green light to get moving, to try to figure out exactly what we have.
okay, all right.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Ford,
thank you. I've seen part of this list before. It's been quite a while. And there are some partials that are, I would say, property size on there. And I think even one or two may have had a structure still on them at the time. I think I remember going to visit a few sites at one particular time for another reason. So I'm glad we're doing this because there's no reason, but I do agree with Drew that anything that's part of master plan, we do not touch, but everything else, I think we need to take a hard look at it. Thank you.
and, okay, what's the consensus of the committee? That my understanding was that this was going to be in conjunction or in complement of some
Yeah,
of
if
the
we
things
determine
that
we
we're
have,
looking at.
well,
Or
to
talking
Mr.
about-
Ford's point, property that's of value to the county, then I'll bring that information back. And then we determine future use or not use.
And this is just to gather information. It's not to allow or
Not to allow, and what just,
or
it's going to be an
permit
in-depth
or
fact-finding
do
event.
anything as far as sales or acquisitions or anything.
No, just information gathering.
Mr. Brown?
Thank you. Chris, who's this real estate broker that you're referring to?
I believe it's BREA, Bray.
And
RE.
this has been approved
By
by
the
this
board
committee. And we
and the
set it up
board.
so that we would have the more of the economic information from the commercial side of properties. If we did want to look at it, so then we could go right to them without having to go through the whole hassle of doing the research and getting them ready to go. So there's nothing right now that we're pulling a trigger on. It's just a matter of allowing you and your time to if it comes up, find out what the commercial value is, or,
If there is any commercial value. Yeah.
so, and is kind of part of your job anyway to look for that kind of stuff. Does that make sense to the committee? And it's just a consensus, so. So have at it. It won't be your full-time employment, I'm sure. Just fill it in whenever you need it, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we have consensus then? That if you require, go ahead. Then we move on to item 6, information technology. Mr. Fonstock, you have some resolutions. Can we start with authorizing contract with ESRI?
Yes, we have a resolution. It's authorizing contract with ESRI, which is our GIS mapping software application and database. So we need a motion and a second for that.
I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Ford,
Comes will second.
Berman second.
The resolution you have before you is with ESRI, which is the software company that we use for our mapping and cadastral and all of the services that GIS provides. This is a 3-year agreement with an existing software vendor, and it's an existing maintenance agreements that we need to renew. So this is a 3-year agreement with ESRI, and it's a total of $735,000. So it's $235,000 in 2022, $245,000 in 2023, and another $245,000 in 2024. It's a budgeted expense in the GIS maintenance line items for those years. And this again is special revenue and not related to general fund.
Okay, any questions? We have roll call, please, then?
Berman,
Yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
thank you, Ford,
Ford, yes.
Bras,
Yes.
Combs,
Comes, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
passes.
Motion passes. Then a resolution approving contract amendment with Tyler Technologies New World for unlimited business licenses.
Yes, it's a resolution for business analytics licenses, which we use for looking at data within the finance system, and would recommend a motion and a second for approval.
Okay, and
Berman move.
Froz move, or Berman, I guess I saw a hand and heard a voice. Froz moves, Gums second, carryover from the last time. Pretty simple stuff. And any other comments?
Mr. Chairman, this is software that we would be adding on unlimited or unrestricted licensing for these analytics tools. It's a $26,000 one-time fee and a $4,680 annual maintenance fee, which is budgeted under software license for fiscal year 22, and we're recommending approval.
Okay, any questions for Roger? Mr. Fonstock? Hearing none, seeing none, roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Bras,
Yes.
Combs,
Comes, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius,
Guys, yes.
passes.
And item C, resolution approving contract amendments with Tyler Technologies New World for Brazos Crash Software. That's fun to say.
Yeah. So this is
Understand.
software for the sheriff's office for patrol. This will be in addition to their mobile and electronic ticketing. They'd actually be able to generate electronic crash reports on mobile. And again, we're recommending a motion, a second for approval.
Berman moves.
Froz move, or Berman moves. Out of here. Froz second.
Okay.
Do you have any other comments?
This software is budgeted under public safety sales tax software. And also I think we have another, it's under computer software and public safety sales tax. There's a one-time fee for the setup and licensing of $21,221. And then there's a recurring annual fee that would be $15,070. These are budgeted again under public safety sales tax, and we're recommending approval.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Yeah.
Bras,
Yes.
Item D, resolution approving a software conversion from Granicus Minute Track Agenda and Minutes software to the Granicus Registrar, yeah, platform.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
So
Comments, Mr.
this is a software license and maintenance agreement. This is the software that we use to manage the agenda packets and the minutes and approval process in the board meetings and committees. So again, this is software and annual fee, and we're recommending approval.
Karen's recommending approval as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
Upgrade? Yeah, no
A
problem.
motion.
I'll
And
entertain a motion.
I thought, I'll move it,
Comes
but I
on
thought
move.
they did all that on their own.
Martin,
They have a second.
they have a second. So it was Martin and Davis.
Thank you.
For the purposes of verbal jujitsu, the current package was started out as IQM2 and now is called Granicus Minute Track, and we're going to Granicus Legistar. We hope that we can implement this over the next few months. We are going to be working to try and consolidate down the number of places where you find information into their portal. So it should be closer to a one-stop shop for where you get meeting information. Right now, we update it in IQM2, and then we also repost it to a website. This should allow us to have it posted one time and not have to do it twice. I think the other benefit of this is that it's pretty much a similar cost to what we were paying, other than the one-time fee of $24,380 to do the upgrade, and then the annual fee of $24,045, which is budgeted in what we would use as software riverboat funds. So it's all the public-facing information that people can consume about county meetings. So we're
Great names,
recommending
though.
approval.
Sounds like something that R2D2 would plug into and
Yes.
give you access.
Madam Chair.
Obviously, I can see enthusiastic support for this, but a question, how long will the rollout
Speak
take?
into the mic, please.
How long will the rollout take? And
Oh.
what does the training look like to make sure that
Sure.
each department has the capability to know how to use the new system?
So the rollout and training, that's something we'll have to discuss with the different respective departments that use it to find out what their scheduling and availability is. The last time we did a project like this, it was about 90 days that it takes to roll through and get it up and running. There will be training online. And then we usually have a couple of train the trainer people within IT that'll go sit with a person to get them acclimated. I usually describe it as the first time we sit with them, we're showing them how to do everything. The second time, we're letting them do it and we're helping them finish it. And the third time, hopefully they're doing it on their own. It's very intuitive. It's not designed to overcomplicate it. And it should be similar to what they're doing now. It's just different software handling the same information. So it's just a different tool set. So I think it should be a relatively easy transition. We do need a time commitment, though, from the folks in the county board office to work with our team. And I know they're eager to try and switch that.
Sounds like that isn't going to be a problem.
And, with the changes in the county, I think it'll be good training just to have a whole retraining effort of what we do with the agenda tracking. There's also additional features and software that we might want to take advantage of, and we'll be talking about that as we go through it. There's some things that can integrate what you do in the meetings to your voting and the Zoom and video. So we're looking at how that works together.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Fonstock? Madam Chair?
So if I wanted to see how, let's say, Mr. Ford, because he's sitting next to me,
Yes.
saw how he voted within the last year on
Yes.
certain resolutions. Would it be taxes, admin, whatever? That would be, could that be pulled up so that we could research quickly instead of having to go through each resolution to see how that individual voted? Would it be an aggregate?
There are reports that you can run from the system that would show you that if you wanted to. And there are online features of the current system and the new system where you can drill down to a board member. The portal that we have now for IQM2, you can do similar things where you can see how people voted in a meeting and over a period of time. I don't know that it's used a lot. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
Find it.
Then can we have roll call, please?
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford, Franz,
Yes.
Combs,
Combs, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius.
And yeah, sure, absolutely.
That passes.
On behalf of, I say on behalf of the staff in upstairs. Okay, any report on Mill Creek SSA?
I have nothing this month.
On to item 8, vehicles. A, transfer to building management of vehicles.
Yes, I understand per the process, I need to make this committee and this committee alone know that the sheriff and the coroner have both graciously offered to transfer vehicles to building management that they no longer use, which we'll repurpose them and give them some love.
And you have need of them.
Yes.
Any questions for Mr. Allen? Pretty simple stuff, just has to be reported.
Excuse me,
Yes, ma'am.
Chairman. Does
Madam
that
Chair.
include a change in, oh God, I just lost the word. Vehicle registration to showing new owner? Does it,
There's a transfer process that we'll work through with purchasing, like say, for example, now I need to go up to purchasing and pick up keys and the paperwork, and then we'll do what we need to do to transfer our current municipal plates.
okay.
And insurance.
And then any other questions on that? Item B, resolution approving the purchase of 13 vehicles and a budget rollover adjustment for the sheriff's office. Do we have someone online to speak to this? I'm sorry?
There it is.
Well, that's a conundrum then. I'm assuming we have that item on our agenda in the. I'm not sure what the best thing to do is then. Do we need to have it spoken to?
I move for approval.
Okay,
I'll
Berman moves.
second it.
Ford seconds.
$561,000, 11 patrol vehicles, one for investigation and one for a prisoner van.
Seems pretty like a housekeeping thing in the rotation of our fleet.
I'm sure it
so.
is.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, isn't part of it the result of not being able to get vehicles next year or last year? And so it's a rollover of funds and it looks like a bigger number
Yes.
than it is on an annual basis. So I would support it too.
Okay. Roll call.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Franz,
Yes.
Combs,
Combs, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius.
Yes.
Passes.
Okay. Item 9, construction. Anything further on any of you already covered the capital projects. Well,
It's been covered, sir.
nothing happening. Okay. All righty. New business. Resolution ratifying county board's authorization of wage increases for fiscal year 2022 for department heads under jurisdiction of the administration committee. That is a bookkeeping, I believe, Mr. Onzig handles.
Martin moves.
Martin
Combs will
moves.
second. Combs will second.
Gum second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Franz,
Yes.
Combs,
Combs, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius.
Yes.
Passes.
Motion passes. Resolution. Okay, then on to new business. Resolution Item B, resolution approving a contract for water testing firm for Judicial Center campus with Phygenix Independent Water Management of Warrenville, Illinois. And that would be Ms. Wolnick.
Thank you. I passed out a information sheet with the costs of this contract that was not included in your packet before the meeting this morning. The amount that we're looking at for the contract is a total 1 year of $47,30. And for the 2-year contract, which is what the contract is for, it would be $94,060. The Phygenix will be performing the services for the implementation of the water management plan back out at the Adult Justice Center and Juvenile Justice Center. This work will include the operations and validation of our water management plan, as well as the maintenance of our chlorine analyzing and flushing system, and all the testing that is required along with that. So I would recommend approval of this contract for 2 years with Phygenix for the $94,060.
Okay.
Ford moves.
Ford moves.
Martin seconds.
Martin seconds. Any questions for?
I have a
Cody?
question, just kind of a global question. If I have a private water system in my home, okay, I have a well or something. Who tests that water? If I go to sell it and I need a well test or anything else, I mean, I know I hire a private company, but whose umbrella covers that responsibility?
It's the property owner's responsibility because it is a private well. The health department does provide services, as well as the Farm Bureau, that if you collect the samples, that they can run the samples for you. So it's really the owner's responsibility to ensure that's a safe drinking water system for the home.
Okay, I guess my question is I just want to make sure that we don't have overlapping efforts here. If it belongs with the health department, then I would like to know that, or if it's properly in your division, I would like to know that. I just want to make sure we've got a proper assignment of responsibility.
As I understand, the health department hasn't been involved in the water quality testing within our facilities. While they have been out in instances where there has been issues around the county following IDPH personnel to sample those facilities, they have not actively been involved in the water management plan for our facilities.
Okay.
Could I, Mr. Froz?
I was just gonna say, bigger picture, this resolution, and I believe the next one, relate to the poor water quality we've had and all the issues we've had. This is an attempt to solve that, correct?
We, under the CDC guidelines, when you have a building with a complex water system where you have a potential population that is occupying that building that could have health issues, you have a responsibility to ensure the safety of that potable water system within the building. You oftentimes hear about retirement homes are usually the focus of water management plans, but they also apply to the jail facility.
Okay, so I guess I'm wondering, for years, this committee has heard about issues with the poor quality of water, not so much health safety, but just hardness and so forth, that's been tearing up our equipment in those buildings. Will this help with that, or give us some data to work with?
It will give us some data because the bacteria that thrives in the system does live on iron, and it uses hardness as a media to grow on. And so if we can reduce our hardness in our piping system, then it will help benefit the water quality in the system. It won't address anything with the mechanicals. That's the Schaefer and Rowland contract that I will talk about a little bit more in my report.
Okay.
Well,
So they're connected, but then also they're not connected.
Yeah, we just had a lot of expensive equipment that,
Yeah, we've got a lot of prongs going on in the water, and later in the agenda, we're going to hit all these.
okay, yeah. We just had a lot of equipment that its lifespan was half of what it should have been because of the water.
Mr. Martin?
your answer to his question kind of led me to believe that I'm not sure I understood the answer to my question.
Can't
So
hear
I
you.
own a, so my hypothetical is I own a nursing home. Okay, and there's an issue raised or I need an inspection or something. Who do I call? Do I call the health department? Or do I call water resources?
It's your responsibility as the owner of that nursing home to ensure a safe drinking water supply.
So nobody inspects on a
Correct.
regular basis.
They will only inspect when you have an issue. If you have a positive report of bacteria in your water system, and then at that point, they will come in and do testing and verify that you've been following your water management plan and that you've been doing the appropriate testing.
Who's the they?
IDPH
Okay, thank you.
with the escort of the health department.
Okay, thank you.
So it has to do with health and maintenance
Correct.
items. Okay. And mostly the maintenance items is under our purview.
Maintenance and the ensuring a safe drinking
Safe,
water
yeah.
supply, correct, once it enters our buildings.
All right. And
So I would
Madam Chair?
recommend to follow up on your analogy, Mr. Martin, which I think we're doing here for the county, is hire a very good company that will help maintain the system, will give us adequate reporting.
I'm not,
No,
it's not a contest. I just.
oh, no,
I
there's
just-
no, there's
I
no
was
challenge.
confused about
Absolutely.
whose responsibility is what.
No,
So, thank you.
you guys done? Oh, sorry.
Oh.
No. Okay, any other questions? Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Bras,
Yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius,
Guys, yes.
passes.
Item C, resolution authorizing an expenditure for an emergency purchase affidavit for chlorine flushing system at the Adult Justice Center, which is piggybacking on the previous one.
And this is the
Before we-
item that I mentioned earlier that has arrived on my dock yesterday. This is the item that I discussed earlier in capital projects that arrived on my dock yesterday.
Davis moves.
Okay, Davis moves.
Ford seconds.
Ford second. You'd like to elaborate? Is there more
Sure.
on it?
This is a key aspect of the water management plan that is in draft form currently. It will provide a chlorine analyzer and flushing system for both towers out at the Adult Justice Center. This will continuously monitor the chlorine levels in our hot water out there, and it will flush to waste any water that has chlorine levels that are below the set point. So this is one of the items that Phygenix that you approved in the previous contract will be maintaining as there is reagent to be added monthly and ensuring the proper operation of this equipment.
Okay, any questions for Ms. Mulder? Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Bras,
Yes.
Gums,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Caius,
Guys, yes.
passes.
Okay. That's our resolutions under new business. You had a couple of items you wanted to speak to in new business, Mr. Allen?
Yeah, I want to, again, as I mentioned before, I've been working with purchasing reference to locate a hybrid vehicle SUV for building management. And hopefully in January, I'll be bringing a resolution forward to purchase that vehicle. So it'll be the first hybrid building management has ever had, and I'm kind of excited for that.
So's Madam Bates if she's still on. No.
Woohoo.
She's there.
And so am I. All right. Thank you.
Mr.
Then,
Chairman, Allen,
Ms. Allen, yes.
hi, not on your committee, but I just wanted to say, listening to today's agenda, building management has always accepted everybody else's hand-me-downs, saying, let's not trash it, let's see if there's a way we can use it. And I really applaud them for that, but it's kind of nice to see them picking out a vehicle that they want that's going to be brand new and theirs. Congratulations.
Lower maintenance. Thank you, Ms. Allen. Yes. Then do you have other comments?
Yes, I would, if the committee allows me, I'd like to turn the floor back over to Environmental Water Resources Department for a report from Jody.
Okay. Ms.
Thank
Walnick?
you. It seems more and more we have items that relate to this committee, so I appreciate Mr. Allen's accommodation to us to provide you with an update report for all the items that we're working on. We recently had a great meeting with ComEd's staff in regards to their energy efficiency program. We're working with Ivy Clee and our sustainability group on some incentives and rebates, along with the projects that building management is working on in the facilities to try to get the county some additional rebates. We're going to start with the Judicial Center because it's our largest energy use in the county. And they will be coming out in the coming weeks to do an evaluation of that system and coordinate those potential recommendations with the work that Mr. Allen is doing with MSA. And then we will also be looking at the Adult Justice Center HVAC system and also coordinating that with building management. So we're excited to potentially see some opportunities to receive rebates and also reduce our energy costs. As I mentioned earlier, the draft of the water management plan has come out. We're in the process of reviewing it. We've submitted some comments back to BRIC, and we're expecting to see the final document soon, which will then be sent to IDPH for their review and comment. In regards to the water testing on the iron and hardness, as you recall, we're working with Schaefer and Rowland on that. Slightly after Thanksgiving, we were able to go out to the Judicial Center with their staff and ran through all the buildings and all the mechanicals, as well as did hardness and iron testing and some chlorine testing while we were out there. So we have initial data back from all those systems. I believe we covered everything. We scaled through all of the plans and made sure we covered all the different mechanicals in each of the buildings. And we will be working in the next month with Schaefer and Rowland to develop some alternatives to the issues that we identified out there. I just want to mention too, we are working on with a pretty large team here that's all kind of interconnected between us and building management. MSA, we're forwarding all of our comments and the plumbing in regards to the water management plan, as well as the hardness and iron study to MSA to include in their overall report. We have Phygenix on board now, as soon as that contract is approved by county board to do the validation of our water management plan. BRIC is in the process of completing that. And we have Schaefer and Rowland on board doing the water operator service as well as the mechanical. So I just open it up to any questions.
Complicated.
Just to compliment you, wonderful. Thank you. What clarity. Thank you very much.
A way to put it all together, it sounds very complicated. It's not just taking litmus paper and testing the water. Great. Anything else, Mr. Allen? Or Ms.
Thank you,
Wolnick?
Jody, for all your help.
Yeah, thank you. Good cooperation. Okay, item 11, old business. Do you have a comment, Mr. Allen?
Yeah, yes, I
You got another
do.
20 comments?
I'll try to narrow it down. As many of you remember, the county board attended the St. Charles Parade last month on the 27th. And I want to recognize the float build and the parade itself. I want to thank all that supported the build and the donations, time and effort, and the parade attendees. I would also like to commend the admin committee as itself. We really represented well in this process. Chris, Drew, Michelle, and Ron were part of the build team and appreciate that help. Others include finance, Erica, HR, Beth, county board, Jane, Corner Russell and Son, Sheriff Hain and OEM for the use of the vehicle that towed the float, Deputy Steve for the escort support, Ken for the Shepro for the hot chocolate and history lessons during the parade, Mike for the trailer and being the driver's director, the building management guys for picking up the trailer and turning it down and returning it, ITD for the sound system, Madam Chair Nugget for their vision. She was there on both construction days and definitely got her hands dirty. And if I forgot anybody, I apologize, but you're very appreciated. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr.
I think
Frost.
we have to acknowledge Ms. Gums for having the best outfit and most spirit. With Fraz being a distant eighth, I think it was, but she was by far the most Christmas, had the best Christmas outfit.
Yeah.
Why, thank you, Mr. Frost.
I
It's
assume
fun.
I assume she's wearing it as we speak.
Absolutely. How did you know?
Mr. Chairman,
The season, Mr. Ford.
just one more. We had to recognize the presence of Nugget while we was there to entertain us.
Yeah, Nugget was a helper.
Always a happy face.
Mr. Allen, you didn't happen to find a name tag anywhere, did you?
I did not, but I can look again. I still haven't. Yeah, Nugget has it. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I still have a mess over at building management after the tear down that I need to go through. So if I find it, I will get it right back to you.
Oh, that'd be great. It's in a Menards bag with some other festive stuff.
And if I could bring to everyone's attention, the trees have
Madam
been
Chair.
repurposed and they're outside.
Oh,
That's correct. Yes.
Great.
One is
And I
up
do
at
want to
building
say
management.
one more quick thing, Mr. Chair, if you don't mind.
Madam
Um,
Gums.
I just want to say I had so much fun. It's the little tiny happy things that make my day. And just looking out from that float and seeing the residents of King County, the smiles, the families, it's stupid awesome. I don't know how else to say that, but we do lots of heavy lifting in our brains here, but when you're out and about in the community and you see so many folks, it just reaffirms why we do what we do. So thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Great. Thank you. Is there any other items that any of the board members would like to bring up? Okay, not hearing that. Then item 12, can we have a motion to place the reports on file? Roz,
Travis moves.
do you have a second?
Sure.
Close, a very close second.
Is that a unanimous?
Oh, yeah, actually, I could just do it. Let's just,
By
well,
unanimous.
we got it on the floor already. Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Frost, Gums,
Comes, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Pius,
Guys, yes, I have to think ahead. Sorry, Ron. No need for executive session this morning.
Sure.
Oh, excuse me. Time for executive session.
We still got.
What?
I'm making
Is it, we have a state's attorney here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Ford's moves.
Martin seconds.
Martin second.
Is this for the purpose of closed session minutes or anything else?
For the purpose of closed session minutes.
Okay.
I stay or go? Bye.
Bye all.
And can we have a,
Faith's
do
over
we
and
need
out.
a roll call to go into closed session before you?
what? Oh, yes, yes. Berman,
Berman, here.
Davis,
Davis, yes. Here.
Ford, Frost,
here.
Is this to go in or this is to be in?
to go in. We did not.
Well,
roll
we
call.
don't, we need a vote to go in.
All right.
So this is a vote to go into closed session.
That was a yes.
Gums,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Caius,
Guys, yes.
passes.
Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, here.
Davis,
Davis here.
Ford,
Present.
Frost,
Here.
Gums,
Here.
Martin,
Martin present.
Caius,
Kai is present.
Shepro, Pirog. You have a quorum.
Mr. Chairman, Fraz will make a motion that we accept the state's attorney's recommendations on the closed session minutes per Exhibit A.
Martin seconds.
Martin second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Frost,
Yes.
Gums, Martin, Caius,
Guys, yes.
Gums.
Was a yes, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, is there anything from any of the committee members? Any additions? Then I'll entertain a motion or by unanimous consent, we'll adjournment.
Gums moves to adjourn, I think.
Absolutely. You know, that mute button.
here, so.
But we're
Have a
doing it by,
second.
we're doing it by unanimous consent here. So
Oh, all right.
everybody's already out the door
Sorry,
here. I don't know what
Michelle.
you guys are doing where you're at.